Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today we have an old-fashioned Bath & Body Works haul. Yes, so finally, the next floor set, as it fall to at this point, whatever this Feeling Wonderfall floor set is, I think this floor set is absolutely gorgeous. I just love the botanical prints and like the burlap texture, and like I know a lot of people are ragging on these labels. I actually really enjoy these labels. I think they're supposed to be like almost like a modern take on like botanical prints, so they don't quite have the vintage flair that a traditional botanical print has, but with like in contrast with the beautiful wax colors, I love the way this turned out, and like the floor set is really pretty, all the materials on it. I mean, like, look at this. Like, that's just absolutely gorgeous, stunning. So yeah, great job on all of that. So yeah, I really like the way everything looks in the store right now. And yes, there were some new fragrances that of course I really wanted to try. I feel like these have been testing in Atlanta for like the longest time now. And I just remember seeing them all over social media for so long, and I'm like, oh my God, we're finally here at this point where I can smell them in the store. So it was $14.95 candle sale today, plus a 25% off coupon, so it brought them down to like $11.90 something or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So I bought the new ones and some of the returning ones as well, and we'll get right into it. Let's go with Praline Delight right here. That's what that looks like. This one is roasted pecans, brown sugar, creamy caramel, and yeah. Let's see. Ooh, this one smells nice. Really dark brown wax. This is like espresso bar levels of brown right there, and it has the core wax on it. It's the dark brown wax tends to struggle sometimes. I'm really hoping this isn't tut out on me mid-range, but we will see. Okay, this is so adjacent and similar to other fragrances we've had from Bath & Body Works. It's nothing new or groundbreaking. It honestly smells the closest to pumpkin cinnamon bun, believe it or not. It has that same kind of like bakery base that pumpkin cinnamon bun does, almost like that first year of pumpkin cinnamon bun, not the previous pumpkin cinnamon bun fragrance from many years ago, but the one that was like in that same collection as like when Old Fashioned Cider Donut first came out, and they were like blueberry maple pancakes was in there too, like that collection. Yeah, it has a whole heap of similarities to pumpkin cinnamon bun, mixed with a little bit of that sort of like praline nuttiness that you get from like praline pecan cobbler, which is pretty much pumpkin pecan waffles, and then the Texas pecan pie thing as well, or the sugared pecan pie. It's kind of like that mixed with pumpkin cinnamon bun. It's very redundant, to be honest. I'm hoping maybe something will change a little bit when you go to burn it, but it's kind of like a pumpkin cinnamon bun meets sugared pecan pie type of fragrance is what I get from it. But yeah, I really enjoy pumpkin cinnamon bun, so like if it's a variation of that, I wouldn't be mad at it. I almost kind of wanted to pick up another pumpkin cinnamon bun, so it is what it is. We'll see what it does. Sometimes with like these, like pumpkin cinnamon bun, I remember not even like having the desire to pick it up, but you know, desperation gets you, and I picked it up anyways. And on cold, I wasn't enthused about it, but then when I burned it, I really enjoyed it. So it could be the case with Praline Delight here. So that's what that is right there. The next one we have is Apricot and Green Fig. I was like, what is this going to be? Because it has green wax, and then also the fig notes and everything kind of made you think that it would be autumn day, but I don't think it's autumn day, in my opinion. So Apricot and Green Fig right there, because it wasn't in like acorn and fig the first time it came out, so that's why you would maybe think that it's the same thing. Apricot, sandalwood, lush fig, and creamy coconut. Green, like neon green yellow wax with the thick rope-like wicks, as you can see right there. Oh my God, this reminds me of something else. Oh my God, what is that? I don't know how to think about it. But it does have a new ILN, but that's also because it's a neon green wax with thick rope-like wicks that doesn't come by very often. Oh my God, that's like a very distinct fragrance that I feel like it like triggers something, but I don't know where it's coming from. But it could also be that it has a very similar peachy quality that like your Market Peach Georgia peach has, that sort of like plasticky. I'm not gonna do the full thing because I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but that sort of like plastic bag peach type of feel to it is in there, but it's mixed with like something perfumey. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like a perfumey peach fragrance, creamy coconut. Yeah, there is something. It's not your usual like grody nutty coconut. It's a little bit more fresh than that. But it's, yeah, it's like this like floral coconut meets a market peach, Georgia peach fragrance. Oh God, there's something so familiar about this. Like, it just smells so quintessentially Bath and Body Works to me. I'm intrigued though, and I love the way the green contrast is just so juicy to me. So that's that right there. The next one we have is Autumn Chai, and that's what that looks like. So this is a returning one. I remember ragging on this when it first came out. Was it last year? And that cute, like, it had like a fall scene on it, with like a plaid accent to it. It was really cute. And I was just like, this is just a generic chai, or like a generic spice fragrance. It wasn't even so much chai, like the Forever I will reference the Yankee Candle Vanilla Chai fragrance. Is amazing. They really nail like that, the authentic like chai tea fragrance, and nothing has ever compared since that. And so we do have Autumn Chai here. And I don't know, I actually have really grown to enjoy this one. There's something like yeasty and like almost bakery about it. There's like a component of like campfire donut in here for whatever reason. I keep getting that mixed with like these heavy creamy spices. And when I started burning Autumn Chai last year, there was just something so cozy and just like quintessentially fall and creamy about it that I really enjoyed it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like done with this. Like, I really wouldn't mind having another one. So I'm actually really glad that it's back out again this year. Cinnamon Chai, French Vanilla Froth, and Smooth Caramel. This also reminds me heaps of the OG Creamy Pumpkin fragrance. If you miss Creamy Pumpkin, I get a lot of that in here too. It's kind of like Creamy Pumpkin with that weird like campfire donut note. Yeah, okay. Actually, like, this has actually really grown on me, so I'm like super happy to see it again. Autumn Chai right there. We then have the one from like this, it's almost like like, it almost looks like a cross between like a knit sweater and like a wood grain pattern, but we have Cozy Sunday Night right here, and that's what that looks like. There's a little bit of like a sheen or iridescence to it, which is kind of nice. And this one says warm cinnamon, crystallized ginger, and vanilla bean. And when I saw this originally on Instagram and all the places, I was like, how is this going to be different from Cuddle Weather? And it is similar to Cuddle Weather. It's not exactly, but it has that similar, almost like a gingerbread type of like cinnamon ginger note is most certainly prominent in here. It's like Cuddle Weather, but a little less bakery. Cuddle Weather almost leaned more in the cinnamon spice, vanilla, cinnamon sugar donut realm of that sort of cinnamon spiced sugar donut bakery element. Whereas this one almost, even though it said something like tea, like gingerbread tea or something on it, it was a little bit more gourmand bakery, whereas this one ironically does not list tea on it, but leans a little bit more perfumey and slightly like herbal, like in a ginger tea type of way, and I appreciate that. It's like a prettier version of Cuddle Weather, but I think if you miss out on Cuddle Weather, this is kind of like the next best thing to it. Yeah, it's almost like a pretty like a frou-frou gingerbread ginger type of fragrance with that like cinnamon in there. So yeah, it definitely evokes a Cozy Sunday Night, so I can get on board with that. So that's that right there. And that was that. I think all the other stuff is like repackaged. Like Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is finally in store as a candle, even though like that used to be like the first one out the gate, and now it has very selected forms. Anything else like Pumpkin Apple Blueberry Maple Pancakes is back. Mountain Teakwood, I don't know why that comes back, but that exists, and that's also in a pocket bag this time around. Anything else to really talk about? Autumn is there, so I know Autumn is always a really good one, so if you've been missing out on that, that exists as well. Nothing really else to talk about in those two collections. Yeah, a lot of repackages. Moving on, we have, what is this? The Perfumer series again. With Patty Hidalgo, just the most beautiful finishes and colors on these jars. I'm obsessed. Look at that beautiful like teal, it's not quite teal, like a aquamarine blue color. Oh my God, gorgeous. And then you have the gold label on there. Oceanside Palm is palm leaf, gardenia blooms, and ocean driftwood. It's funny because the previous Perfumers collection that we had is still in like abundance in all the stores that I go to in my region. So they actually have two Perfumer series out at the same time. They have this on the front table, and they have whatever the previous one was with like the spice cardamom and all that kind of stuff is still like in so much abundance at all the stores in my area. So yeah, But we have Oceanside Palm, palm leaf, gardenia blooms, and ocean driftwood. So reading that, you would think it might be that ocean driftwood, white gardenia, like mashup that we had. And when you smell it, this is very primarily that white gardenia, seaside gardenia, rainforest gardenia fragrance that we have like known from Bath and Body Works. It's that really strong, heady, white floral fragrance. But when you smell this side by side with white gardenia, it's not exactly the same, but like very much sibling fragrances. This has a extra green leafiness to it, which the original white gardenia also, or the rainforest gardenia, also has a green leafiness to it too, but it's a slightly different leafy greenness. It's just, it's almost like so redundant that it's just like they were, you know, like doing the perfumery work for white gardenia, rainforest gardenia, seaside gardenia, and they're like, okay, we have, you know, contender A and contender B, and like these are the two variations that came out of it, and then we have Oceanside Palm. Like you see the ocean driftwood in there, which would indicate like that, which is basically mahogany teakwood repackaged for like a summer theme. So you would think there would be a huge mahogany teakwood presence in here, but on cold, I don't get any type of cologne mahogany teakwood fragrance whatsoever. It's just like this, like an alternate green leafy note added to the rainforest gardenia, white gardenia fragrance. So I enjoy how floral it is. Like they used to do these type of like beachy florals for the longest time, but then they like stopped doing them. So I appreciate that we did have a floral fragrance, but I have to admit it's quite redundant. It's almost to the point I might sit on these for just a few days to see if I actually would burn this, just because I have so many gardenia fragrances in my collection. Do I really need another variation of it? I don't really know. If you burn this one, it's like super juicy or awesome, let me know in the comments. But this, I just got carried away with the newness and got it, but this is totally not necessary, to be honest. And I think this one is marked as new though. So Oceanside Palm right there. And then lastly, we have the kind of mystery candle, which is Vetiver Glow. That's what that looks like. Look at that neon orange. Oh my God, like just the finish on this is just absolutely exquisite. Vetiver Glow reads Golden Woods, Warm Amber, and Oak Moss. What's interesting about this is that the signage does not say new on this, even though we've never seen Vetiver Glow as a fragrance before in this name. But it doesn't say new, even though it does say Oceanside Palm is new. And you guys know they do all the trickery in the world to like call something new if like it simply has a new name, or you know they change the packaging on it. And so it's really suspicious that this does not say new on it. And I don't really understand, because I don't think Vetiver Glow has ever been out as that name before ever. So then it makes you think, is it just a different fragrance, but it's renamed? But like they've done that with, was it Sea Salt and Palms is really just the original Blue Bungalow, but that also claimed it was new. And the lady on the video even like spoke to it saying that it was new, even though it's totally like friggin' Blue Bungalow. So like they don't ever like shy away from saying something is new, even if it's not actually new. So it's just really weird that this is not considered new. But when you look at the ILN number on the bottom, it is a 26493, which is interestingly a older ILN number. Keep in mind that we're up to the 68412 with the Oceanside Palm, and then like Cozy Sunday Night is 67931. So I mean, those are like really far apart. So 264 would indicate, after doing a lot of research, it indicates a like 2017 time frame. But then I was like really trying to whittle down the actual time frame to when a 26 like series candle would come out with the ILN, and I was doing like some extensive digging, and I found like some that were like a 254 and a 253 that were in like the candles that were released for summer to winter 2017. And then like I found some that were in the 29 or the 28 series that were poured at the end of 2017 for like a spring into summer launch for 2018. I think finally found a 26 that was a Merry Mistletoe from the New Year's Wishes and whatever kisses grody packaging we had from the Quotable. I think that might have been like a 26 something, because there's a Merry Mistletoe in the database that is a new Merry Mistletoe, but it references an old ILN number, and I suspect it's the formula that's the New Year's Wishes one, and that's a 261, and that was poured in November 2017. And there was also a 27680 for a candle that was poured in December 2017. So that once again puts us somewhere in like the last quarter ish of 2017 for a 2.6 number. And I was like, what is a fragrance that would be like, you know, either vetiver or like the notes on this say golden woods, warm amber, and oak moss. And I was like we had a blue geranium candle, but that had like that was in the test lab for I think 2018, and that had the curling wicks though. And while blue geranium did have vetiver in it, it's not exactly this. And there were also some of those other test lab ones that were in, I believe, 2017 as well, that were not the sriracha and the blue geranium ones, but I couldn't quite find a match for that either. And so when I finally whittled down, like, I guess the month in the year area that this candle could potentially be, what I found was what is it called? The Wisdom Quartz Crystal Candle, which was something that I believe was poured for Candle Day of 2017. And I believe it was poured in September of 2017 for like a December-ish release. And it's that Wisdom. Remember when they had like that rose quartz and the power and all those, and they like eventually went 75% off because no one was buying them? Well, there was a Wisdom Quartz Crystal Candle that coincidentally also had white wax and the same looking thick rope like wicks on the candle, and the notes on that said vetiver, fresh sagebrush, oak moss, and smoky amber. So it has vetiver, oak moss, and amber. This has vetiver in the name. It also has oak moss and it has amber. So like it could potentially be the Wisdom Quartz Crystal. I remember just like not caring for any of those like stone candles or whatever that year, that I have absolutely no recollection of smelling them, even though I remember seeing them vividly in the store, but never ever being attracted to the fragrances. That I never actually bought any of those. I believe there was like a jade emerald thing as well in there. All these different like like crystal stone candles. But if I had to pinpoint or guess something, potentially the Wisdom Quartz Crystal, which has vetiver, sage, oak moss, and smoky amber. So if you have the Wisdom Quartz Crystal out there, still in your possession, it would be greatly appreciated if you could smell it comparison to Vetiver Glow and see if it's the same or not. I, for a moment, thought it could maybe be golden oak, golden amber and oak. Was that what it's called? Golden amber and oak, which was actually a repackage of black tea rose. Well, it was originally black tea rose. No, it was originally golden amber and oak, and then it was black tea rose, and then it came out again as golden amber and oak, and that was somewhere in that like 2016, 17, 18 time frame. And the golden amber and oak that made it wide was also in an orange packaging. But I'm very familiar with black tea rose, and it's not that fragrance whatsoever. It's not that. So it's a fragrance that I have very little recollection of, and I have no idea what that Quartz Crystal Wisdom one was. So it could potentially be that, it could potentially not be that, but like for most people, like 95% of the people out there, you probably don't even care. So what does Vetiver Glow smell like? I don't know. It's like this, you get the vetiver in there for sure. It's a very similar vetiver that you get in that blue geranium candle. It's like that sort of like green, like dirty, grassy type of fragrance to it. There's like a bite to it, mixed with a really powdery, almost like a soapy powderiness that you get from I guess the amber and the woods. It's like I would say it's slightly more feminine. It's like almost like a powdery, slightly soapy, woodsy fragrance, and maybe has a little bit of amber, but the vetiver is definitely strong in there. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm really gonna keep this one either. Once I got carried away by just like the packaging and the intrigue and the color of it, I don't really know if I would ever actually burn this and enjoy this. So yeah, I might actually return this one and Oceanside Palm. I'm just like, girl, I have so many candles, so I really need these. But yeah, if you have the Wisdom candle, please let us know in the comments down below. That's the only thing that could really kind of like pinpoint it to that. Like there were some other vetiver candles that I saw, but it didn't quite line up to like the ILN dating like calendar, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Vetiver Glow right there. And then Strawberry Pound Cake and Tiki Beach repackages. We don't need that. Also in that collection. New body care. Oh my god, honestly it all runs together. So there was the Cozy Vanilla Bourbon. Smells just like another one of those like Sweet Whiskey Sunrise Woods, like Bonfire Bash. I don't even know. I don't even care enough to be able to pinpoint what it is. Fresh Vanilla Blossoms, but I swear I've smelled this one before too, but I literally had a reward expiring in like one day, so I was like, okay, I kind of have to use it. So Suede Petals, Soft Sandalwood, and Vanilla Bean. Yeah, this, I feel like I've smelled this somewhere else too. I don't know. It's another body care sign. Exists. Fresh vanilla blossoms right there. Moonlit Martini was like some fruity thing. And then there was Copper Fields. I sprayed that, but I don't know. It just smells like everything else. The body care is just so, like, they're not bad. Like, they smell like, you know, decent enough fragrances, but they just all run together and they're all so similar that I just don't keep up with it anymore. Oh wait, is this body wash? Oh, it is. So I want to talk about that. Starting with Chasing Fireflies, the stuff turned to body wash rather than shower gel. And so it's made without the sulfates and parabens. And so like the second ingredient in the OG shower gel formula used to be like some kind of this, that, or the other sulfate, similar to the extremely drying foaming hand soap formula that we used to have, like sulfate something or another was the second ingredient, and I believe it was also kind of the same thing with the shower gels. Now that they are formulated without sulfates or parabens, it takes out all the sulfate ingredients from the ingredients in the formula. So now it's body wash instead of shower gel. But what it does is that it takes away the extreme lather and foaming power that the old formula used to have. So like I'll use like, for example, like the Leaves or the Together Weather is still the old shower gel formula, and you get that luxurious, amazing lather that we kind of know from Bath & Body Works shower gels. But then you use the Chasing Fireflies, and it's definitely a lot more like flat, and it just doesn't foam anywhere near as much. It's kind of like it operates like if you've ever used a Scentworks shower gel, that is probably like a clean beauty too, so it probably doesn't have sulfates in it. And the Scentworks shower gels were also a little bit more runny and watery, and they just don't foam as much, and you feel like you have to use more to be able to get that rich lather. So the new formula that is the body wash does not have the rich lather of previous, but like it's in a similar fashion to how the new foaming hand soaps don't bloody on my skin or knuckles. If it means that there's somebody out there who uses this body wash now and doesn't dry out or get a reaction to it because they are on sulfates, I mean, I'm happy for the person who operates that way. But for me personally, I never really had a reaction to the old sulfate formula, and maybe it has adverse effects to your health that I don't know about, but I miss, honestly, the extreme lather and foam of the previous shower gel formula. So like, let's say for example, I don't know, like you love Gingham or Into the Night or Champagne Toast or one of like the tried and true fragrances that are always out, and you enjoy the rich foaming lather of the previous formula, I would go and like stock up on the shower gel formula before they switch everything over to body wash, where it's nowhere near as foaming or lathering. So just keep that in mind. If you enjoy the previous formula, they might eventually, I think they're going to switch over to body wash going forward. So stock up on like for example, if you love Leaves this year, probably next year if it comes back out again, it might be the body wash formula. So you want to stock up on the foaming, more lather version of the shower gel rather than body wash. So that's my little bit on body wash versus shower gel. So there was that. And I think that is pretty much it. Thank you so much if you watched this long rambly video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.